Hey guys, Long Live Games Guy here, and today I'm gonna rant. Today I am going to full on rant. I don't think I've done a full-fledged rant since like the last Airbender movie. I haven't done one in a long time. And but today I'm here to rant about the finale, the season finale, no, the show finale of Carmen Sandiego. 2019 edition. Okay. Uh, if y'all watched my last review, y'all already know what I feel about the show. But but you, I didn't give a grade in that review. I actually didn't give a grade. It, the reason why there's a reason I wanted to give the grade in this video specifically because I need to talk about this finale. Okay, I didn't talk about the finale because I said I wanted to make a full-fledged video on it, and that's what I'm gonna be doing today. I'm making a full-fledged, we're making a full-fledged rant on the finale since it's just bro. Let's just get into it. Let's just get into it. There we go. When people talk about disappointing finales, you may hear such names such as Game of Thrones, Steven Universe, Samurai Jack Season 5, even though I actually really like that ending. But you may hear some names like that. You may hear those names being brought up as disappointing finales of beloved shows. I'm here to tell you right now. If I ask you what is the most disappointing finale of all time, and it is not Carmen Sandiego 2019, you're wrong. You're wrong. I'm saying it right now. You are wrong. If the words Carmen Sandiego do not come out your mouth when I ask you about disappointing finales, then you are straight up wrong. I'm telling you right now, because this is possibly the most disappointing, the most, the biggest choke I've ever witnessed when it comes to when it comes to finales. Like, this is a full on choke. This is a full on choke. Okay, like, this is really bad, really bad. I mean, I haven't seen such a rush finale in such a long time. In such a long time, I haven't seen such a rush finale, and it's just so disappointing. And in this video, I'm going to uh talk. I'm gonna talk about everything that to me makes this finale so disappointing. I'm gonna talk about what makes this finale just so freaking hard to sit through, as especially when it comes to what was building up, what the show was building up before the finale. But I'm gonna get into that all today. All right, so let me just get into it. So, in order for me to properly tell you why I think this is such a choke, I gotta do a quick summary of episode 7 real quick. I'm gonna do a quick summary of episode 7 to truly make you understand what they were building up and what they 100% just lost. 100% they just lost when it came to the final episode. All right, so let me tell you what happened in the episode before. So pretty much, right, in the episode before, Carmen Sandiego gets kidnapped by Viles. She gets kidnapped by Vile, and they pretty much do a, not a lobotomy, but they pretty much mind control her. But they don't do it in a way where she's just robotic. She isn't mindless. She doesn't mindlessly just fall. Like, they still give her a personality, a conscience, but they pretty much um took out took out some of the things that made her a good person. They removed her empathy. They removed her empathy. Pretty much made her they made her a sociopath. They made her, a sociopath, and they also changed they also changed the way she thinks her origins begin. All right, because her origin, and this is like back in by the way, I feel like this is a genius thing they do. Right, so pretty much, her original origin story. What really happened is that she escaped from Vile Island, using by posing as someone else who wear the red coat and the red hat, the classic fit. She pretty much used that to sneak out of Vile Island, right? However, however, in Vile changed the backstory. Pretty much, in the new backstory, Shadow Sun was a traitor, which he pretty much was. That was really a lie. But you know, she ran out. She ran out on the dock, trying to catch Shadow Sun, who betrayed them. And Shadow Sun got away. She got away in the boat. And what? And I love the way they do this. Pretty much, it starts raining. It starts raining, and they put the red hat, the vile, main crew, the Vile headquarters, the Vile faculty, main faculty, comes out with the red hat and the coat, puts it on her to cover herself to protect her from the rain, and you get this beautiful shot. And I'm hoping I can put that shot up on the screen right now because I love this shot so much. And I got, like, my heart started racing when I saw this because I was like, oh my gosh, this is brilliant. This is freaking brilliant because that gives her, by actually, like, having them change her backstory instead of making her just a mindless fool, instead of just making her just a mindless, I work for Vile, all that, which many shows do. Like, what a regular show would do with this concept is that they would just make her, just straight up mind controlled, like, I work for Vile or something like that. Just make her totally robotic. But no, but the fact they actually changed her, how she perceived things, like, they changed her backstory. That's actually genius. I love that idea. I absolutely adore that idea, and that final shot just drives it home. It drives it home. So pretty much, Carmen is actually working for Vile now, and because she's working for Vile, she gets to work with her classmates. And it's kind of awkward since she's kind of been beating them up the entire show. Like, the entire show up to this point, she's kind of been beating them up, knocking them out, doing whatever to them. And it's freaking, it's awkward. It's awkward. Because, like, well, okay, this person that we've been fighting against this entire time is now all of a sudden our friend now. It's weird to them, but really, most of them seem over it. Most of them just seem happy that, yay, we have Carmen on our side now, except Tigress. And Carmen, Carmen, kind of threatens Tigress's life. Tigress starts giving Carmen attitude, and Carmen said, "I ain't having none of that." So, she kind of gets dangerously close to killing Tigress. Kind of gets dangerously close to killing Tigress by her own claws, by the way. And that's another thing I love about this. This Carmen is pretty violent, yo. This Carmen is pretty violent. I mean, dead going. Like, it really just shows, wow, if Carmen really became a dedicated Vile operative, she would have been a problem, a whole problem, cause she is violent. She does not care. She does not care, bro. Like, she's so violent and aggressive that like, she is actually freaking disturbing the other Vile operatives. Like, it's so great. But pretty much, player. I'm sorry. Carmen and her crew is starting to plan this heist. They're starting to kick off this big heist. They're going to steal something. They're going to steal a bunch of gold. Um, player gets word of this, like he always does, and he's like, "Oh, well, since we don't have Carman, Shadow Sun, go on the job and try to stop the heist." And pretty much Shadow Sun goes there, and he's trying to find, he's hoping to capture one of the Vile operatives so that he can, so that he can get information on where Carmen is and what they may have done to her. Of course, he doesn't know that Carmen is definitely not on his side anymore, but he's still trying to find her. So, however, unfortunately for him, the Acme also got word of this heist, and they show up at the same time that Shadow Sun is breaking in to the museum, and they actually knock out Shadow Sun and pretty much capture him. They knock him out, capture him, and that's the end of that. So there's pretty much nothing stopping Carmen and his crew at this point. Carmen and her crew, uh, they pretty much do the heist successfully, like perfectly, absolutely 100% flawless victory, because Shadow Stone was knocked the freak out and taken away by Acme. He couldn't do anything about it. However, Agent Devino and Agent Argent, Julia, they're still on duty. They're still looking for these agents. They're still looking for these Val operatives. However, Argent sees that Julia sees that Carmen is there. She sees that she's there on the premises, and she's like, "Oh well, Carmen has it. That means it's fine." Carmen's here. She has it. She has the job taken care of. Hey, Devino, you can just, we could just leave. We could just leave. 'Cause Carmen has it, not knowing that Carmen is literally is literally the one that kicked the heist off. And she is there to steal, but they don't know that, so they just leave, and pretty much the heist goes flawlessly. It goes absolutely flawlessly, right? And they're supposed to head back to base. They're supposed to head back to base, but Evil Carmen says, "Hey, I see this concert going on with a very precious violin, and I want it." She pretty much gets that violin in like 5 seconds. I mean, Crackle. She tells us the Crackle. Crackle is not. He's not happy about it. He's like, "Hey, well, why would you do that? Let's just go." Carmen goes steal the violin. She steals it, like in like 2 seconds. And freaking, the entire night is just flawless for Val. Like nothing goes wrong at all. Anything that could go wrong did not happen at all in the slightest. Everything went right. Carmen gets the violin, and they return it all to Val, and Val's super freaking happy. The Val main faculty is super freaking happy. They're super like, "Hey, yo, this was the best idea we've ever had." This was the best idea we've ever had. However, pretty much, right? And this is like my favorite, not my favorite, my second favorite part of the episode comes up. She, Carmen, they're all in her crew, her classmates. They're at this carnival. They're at this carnival, and they're at this carnival to meet up. Just brag about their heist, pretty much out in out in public. But it's a carnival, a bunch of music and games and rides and excitement going on. So no one will hear them. When all of a sudden she sees she sees Zach specifically at the carnival, and Zach is there looking for Carmen, and Carmen is like, "Oh shoot, I see Zach." Bet she tricks Zach into going into this into the Ferris wheel. She lures Zach into the Ferris wheel and kicks Zach off the dang Ferris wheel. Kicks him off the dang Ferris wheel. Not before seriously injuring his fingers, but he kicks Zach off the Ferris wheel, pretty much trying to kill him, like actually trying to kill him, because she has no empathy. So she doesn't care if he doesn't care if he dies at all. And this is not better illustrated in this moment, because she just actually tries to kill him. And at first you see her pull her glider out, and you think that she's going to, she's going to save him. She was just effing with him. No, no, she flies off. She flies off, leaving Zack to freaking fall. Luckily, Shadow Sun comes by and saves Zack. Shadow Sun early in the episode escapes from Acme very easily, and Shadow Sun shows up just in time, saves Zack, and that's the only reason why that's the only reason why he's alive. That is the only reason why he's freaking alive. And it's like, oh my gosh. And then the episode cuts 6 months later. All right, Acme is like against Acme's like full on, like, okay, we need to take Carmen Sandiego down right now, because and it's sad, because Acme in the beginning of the episode was literally like, all right, we don't have to worry about Carmen Sandiego anymore. We know she's a good guy. It's fine. Nope. Nope. Freaking Carmen is evil, more evil than ever, and they're like, bet. All hands on deck. We're taking Carmen out immediately. Um, and that's the. Oh wait, that's not the end. And the ending of the episode is the it's the perfect setup for another season. It's the perfect setup. It's the perfect setup, because Coach Brunt, I'm sorry, not Coach Brunt, pretty much Carmen is promoted to being one of the head faculty, to being one of the main the people running Vile. She's appointed to take Shadow Sun's place, because he used to be there. She takes Shadow Sun's place, and they explained, we're like, yeah, but pretty much Shadow Sun is the one that killed your father. She's the one that killed your father. He's the one that killed your father. And you just get this final shot of Carmen, and it's just green lightning outside, and you just see the green just going over her face, man. It's the perfect way to end it. It's the perfect way to end the season, instead of for a new season, bruh. That would be, gosh dang, a perfect way to end season 4 and set up for season 5. Like, that's actually the perfect setup for season 5. Low key. Like, and you're going to make her think that believe that Shadow Sun is the one who killed her father, so she's going to be going on a revenge trip to freaking get Shadow Sun now, to kill Shadow Sun. It's perfect. It's a perfect way to end. It's actually beautiful. It's a beautiful, perfect way to end the season, right? Like, that's a perfect season finale, and that sets up, and that will flow beautifully into a season 5. Like, that could be the entire plot of your season 5, bro. Like, that would be amazing. Amazing. Like, bro, oh my gosh, man. Like, just thinking about it, just thinking about all the things they could have did with this is, like, the possibilities were really endless on this one. The possibilities were really endless. Like, they could have done so much with that concept with a season 5. However, they don't do that at all. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, here's where I'm about to get loud. Here's where I'm about to get loud, okay? Now, this next section of the video is going to be split into 2 parts. It's going to be split into 3 parts, okay? Wait, no, 2 parts, 2 parts, 2 parts, 2 parts. I'm going to be describing the episode, and then I'm going to be describing what I would have done what I absolutely would have done, with this series after that episode where Carmen becomes evil. All right, I would explain what I would have done with this series after that. Okay, and don't expect it to be too in depth because I'm thinking this stuff up on the fly. I mean, I'm not thinking this stuff up on the fly. Like I've been thought about this. I've been thought about what I would have done as soon as I saw the finale of the actual season, the actual finale of the show. Ever since then I've been thinking of what I would have done to greatly improve upon what I'm about to describe. And ladies and gentlemen, this is where the rant comes in. This is where the rant is going to come in, and I'm going to get loud. I'm going to get loud, and I'm going to get angry. Rip headphone users. Uh, we're about it. It's rant time. We're getting into this. It's rant time. It's time. It's time. Okay, so here we go. So the episode starts off with Coach Brunt and Carmen Sandiego, and they're talking about Carmen Sandiego's father. They're talking about her father, saying how he was great at his job, and then Shadow's son him, murdered him. And the episode actually starts off pretty good. It directly continues the conflict from the last episode, and that's great. That's freaking great. Like that's great. I like the opening of this episode is not bad at all. All right, so from there it leads into Chief, talking, how, pretty much Julia, Chief and Julia are trying to come up with a plan of how to trap and capture Carmen Sandiego. Pretty much, Chief comes up with the plan of um luring her through through a coffee meeting because throughout the show the way Carmen and Chief have actually met up with each other is at this one coffee place, and that's usually how they met up. So she tries to lure into a trap, with that, but it doesn't work. Carmen never shows up. Shadow's son, however, shows up though and steals the classified files about Carmen's father. All right, since Chief brought those, and he steals the classified files and uses them to go to Carmen's father. I'm sorry, to go to her to his house, to go to his house, and pretty much try to find some more. Try to find out some more information about uh, Carmen's mother. Try to find some more information. But there he finds like one of those Russian dolls where you can um, put one into the other. Like it's pretty prevalent throughout the show. Like it's an item very personal to Carmen, and he finds one of those hidden behind a picture. Okay, so from there, right, and here's where the problems begin, and not with that, but what's coming next. What I'm about to say. So Gray randomly turns himself in. All right, Gray, aka Crackle, turns himself in. And so, it's pretty out of nowhere. So he gets interrogated by Acme, alright? He gets interrogated. And Chief is asking him, like, okay, why did you turn yourself in? His reason is because Crackle, because like, he chose a life of crime, but Carmen didn't get that chance to choose the life of crime. What? What? Wait. What? What does that have to do with anything? So Carmen, his reason. Let me repeat. His reason is because he got to choose a life of crime, but Carmen didn't. It was not a free will. By the way, this is 6 months later. Alright, Carmen has been evil for 6 months, which, by the way, I hate the fact that we don't get to see anything within those 6 months, or anything what she did, or anything at all. We never get to see anything about. We don't get to see anything about what she did within them 6 months. We all know that she stole a few items, but we don't know. They don't elaborate beyond that. I'm like, bro, show us what she did. Like, show us more of Evil Carmen. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that later. We'll get to that later. Um, so let me just explain why this reason is stupid. Okay, first of all, if if you really had a problem with this, why didn't you express that problem earlier? Like, you've never cared whether Carmen freaking. You've never cared about that. In fact, you were ready to kill her at the beginning of the show. You were ready to kill her. And by the way, Crackle is out of commission for like 3 seasons. He's out of commission for like 3 seasons. And like never he when he's working for Vile, he never shows a freaking conscience, bro. And I'm like, and it's still the same thing. Like, again and again, he gets disturbed with how violent Carmen is, but like, my guy, we never get to see anything beyond that of what Carmen does. And he says another reason is because he's quote unquote she is quote unquote planning to do something really bad to someone she really cared about. And they never, and so you may think, okay, well, what's this plan? You never find out. They never tell you. They never elaborate on what this plan, quote unquote, really, really awful thing she's going to do is. They never elaborate. It's literally there. This entire dialogues is there to explain. Is like, it's all an excuse to get Gray, like, to go against Carmen, to get Gray to turn to the good side. It's all a freaking ploy so that could happen. Otherwise, there is no reason why the freak he would A, care that she didn't have free will, or B, like, he cares about, he's just going to do something really, really bad to someone she really, really cares for. We never find out who this person is. We never find out what she's going to do, or who this person is. It's literally there so that Crackle can. It's literally there for an excuse to Crackle turn to the good side. Like, oh my gosh, she's going to do something so bad that even I wouldn't do it. Even I wouldn't do that. Like, that's like, it's so evil. Well, what is it? It's evil. Like, that's literally how it is. Like, they just tell. Like, ever heard of show don't tell? Ever heard of show don't tell? And I know they have. So they literally did it in the last episode with the fabricated backstory sequence. So it's like, okay, so y'all know how to show don't tell, so why don't you show, or heck, this isn't even a matter of show don't tell, never mind, this isn't even a matter of that. Why don't you just tell us what she's going to do? Just, like, at least, why, y'all didn't even tell us what she was going to do, or what she was planning to do. We never got anything, we never got to see what she did while she was evil for 6 months. We never got to see anything, right? Never got to see anything of what she did across them 6 months. And so like, and yes, for like her first freaking day, within her first 24 hours of being evil, she already tried to kill Zach. She already tried to kill him. But we don't, like that's the only thing we witness evil Carmen, like, okay, so you established that she doesn't have a problem with killing anymore. Okay, great. Show us some more. Make us fear Carmen more. Like, make us understand why the freak Crackle is not okay with it. Like, because we never see anything. We never see anything. We never see why, or like why Crackle freaking cares, or why Crackle would go as far as to turn himself in so that he could freaking risk. By the way, risk prison time. Turn himself in and risk prison time, just so he could get to Acme and they can formulate a plan so they can stop Carman. There's no explanation. Like again, we don't even. They don't even tell us what she's planning to do, who is she planning to do it to. Like, and I guess Shadow Sun. I guess, right? Like I guess the person she's trying to do it to is Shadow Sun, but again, we never find out what she's going to do with Shadow Sun, and that's just a theory. That's just I'm coming with the theory right now because they actually never tell you. This quote unquote thing she's going to do is never brought up again, never brought up again ever. It's so freaking weird, but let's get into the rest of the episode because I could talk all day about that one point, about this one scene. All right, but this is where the problem begins. All right, so pretty much, um, they come up with this plan. Gray and Acme, they come up with this plan, right? To frame this, to set up this heist. All right, they're gonna have Carmen. Carmen is going to try. They're gonna try to bait Carmen to stealing this gem in Casablanca. They're gonna try to get her to steal this diamond in Casablanca. Right. So she she so she arrives. She arrives. Um, Acme is tricked into following this decoy. Carmen kind of knew Acme was going to be here, so she set up a whole decoy. And she's done this many times throughout the show, so it's kind of satisfying to see her do it, like for a different reason this time. um, but pretty much, Devino and Julia are the only ones that find out where Carmen really is. They're the ones that find out where Carmen really is, and they catch her trying to steal the diamond, and it actually breaks down into this really cool fight scene. I actually think this is like the best part of the episode. The everything that happens in this room where the diamond is great. Everything that happens is great. However, there's no. I'll get into it later, guys. There's so many things I want to. There's so many things I want to say. Um, so she she defeats the freak out of Devino and Julia. I beats them both up pretty bad. Uh, Crackle shows up. All right. By the way, hold on. I forgot to mention Acme and Crackle. They also come up. They also get this device to restore Carmen's actual memories, since it was used on Gray earlier in the show. But yeah, they get this device. So Gray shows up, puts the device on Carmen's head, and it shifts her, it warps her, it restores some of her memories, but it warps them, kinda, because now she's thinking that Gray is, like, now she's remembering that Gray tried to kill her on the train, and so she's like, oh, you tried to kill me? Bet. And she grabs Crackle's baton, turns it up to lethal force. Remember, in the last review, I said this thing can go. This thing is it's actually lethal. Like, this thing is the taser that you will pull out. Like, this thing is actually lethal, right? She cranks it all the way up to lethal and actually shoots Gray with it. Whoa! She just shot Gray. What the freak? She just shot Gray. Oh my gosh. That was my reaction when I first saw this. I was like, dang, going. Wow, she just killed Gray. Holy crap. Okay, this is wild. This is wild. Right? Shout. And, after shooting the freak out of Gray, she steals the gem, kicks Devino through a whole window. He lands on the car, which is a callback to I think the first episode. The first or the second episode. But he kicks him out the window onto his car. Um, and then Shadow Sun shows up, and and it's actually it's a pretty great fight scene. It's a pretty great fight scene, but but Shadow Sun pulls out this little doll, this little Russian doll that Carmen has. It restores all of her memories, and she gets all emotional. Like she gets all emotional about, oh my gosh, I just killed Gray, blah blah blah. I just hurt all these people, blah blah blah. I just hurts this like so many people, and she gets all emotional, and she starts crying. And I'll get again. I'm gonna get into all this, bro. So pretty much pretty much the most blasphemous thing in this episode happens, and literally, Carmen tells Acme the new location, the location of Violet HQ, the current location of Violet HQ, and they go and arrest Acme. Like pulls a full-on frontal assault on the island, right? And that may sound cool, but no. When I mean a full frontal assault, I mean it's a complete sweep. They capture everybody. Every single one of the Violet HQ. Yeah, these powerful freaking bad evil people that we've been following throughout not following, but that we've been seeing throughout 3 and 4.5 seasons. Alright? We've been seeing through most of the show all these evil people. They got all this backup, blah 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 blah. And you're telling me all of these villains that we've been following are caught in a matter of a minute compilation. Yes, it's a compilation of all of them getting caught. That's literally what it is. It's literally a compilation of all of them getting caught in like a minute. Like, what the freak is this? They all got caught within a minute while some classical music plays in the background. And then at the end of the episode, Gray actually turns out that Gray survived. Gray survived because just before he showed up to the fight, he rewired his staff so that it wouldn't be as lethal. Again, we're gonna get into all of this later, but yeah, so pretty much he rewired the staff just before he went to the fight so that it wouldn't be lethal, so that just in case if that happens, it couldn't couldn't kill him. Couldn't kill him. But however, she's talking to Chief, right? He's sharing all this information with Chief, and Chief is like, okay, well let me call Carmen, let her know, so we can let her know that you survived. And he's like, nah. I think I'll just complicate things in her life. I'm like, what? Oh, what? Didn't you just like? So you're just gonna let her live with the fact that she just killed one of her best freaking friends? You're gonna let her just live with that? Okay. Yeah, jerk. I guess you're not a good guy after all. You're just a big jerk. Like, what? But oh my god. Alright. And pretty much at the end, Carmen retires from being Carmen Sandiego. Zach and Ivy become Acme agents, but however, Carmen returns to action for some reason, and that's the end of the episode. That's the end of the series. That's not the end of the episode. That's the end of the series. The entire series headphone users, beware. What the freak is this? What? 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 No, so what is this? Uh, like, it's dumbfounding, guys. When I first saw this episode, I was shell shocked. I couldn't believe, all this buildup went to absolutely nothing. I couldn't believe it. I was like, there's no way they had this great, great AF freaking concept that could have easily carried a whole season. They had this great freaking concept and this great story idea that could have carried an entire season, and they not only resolved that concept in one episode, but it's not even well done. By the way, this episode is only 25 minutes long. It's only 25 minutes long. That's how I knew something was wrong. Wait, so you're telling me they resolve all this in just 25 minutes? This can't be. There's no. Wait, okay, there might be no way this can. They actually did this correctly, and no, they didn't. It was worse than I could have ever imagined. What the freak is this? Nothing makes sense. Okay, again, so I already talked about why Gray all of a sudden having to change of heart towards Carman doesn't make any sense, and was lazily and hastily freaking just thrown in. All right, but let's talk about some of the other things that make this. Let's talk about some of the other things that make this finale absolutely disgraceful in my opinion. Alright, first, let's talk about the runtime. Let's talk about the runtime of this. Let's talk about the biggest problem with this episode being the final episode of the entire show. Right after you just built all this evil Carman stuff up in the last episode, you built all this up in the last episode, and then just completely resolved all of it in the next episode, and that next episode happens to be the final episode of the series. Let's talk about why you don't do that. See, when you introduce a concept, a game-changing concept, like a concept that's going to ripple the entire plot, you don't resolve it in the next episode. You don't just do that. You don't do that. No. Tell me. Like, first of all, we never get to see. Again, I'm sorry I keep bringing this up, but I have to say it's like one of my core issues. We never get to see what she does within the 6 months to make her so freaking evil. We never see it. All y'all had to do was just show us make the 5th season about those 6 months. But I'll get to that. This finale is only 25 minutes long. The freak? If it's an episode finale, I am in the high belief, right, that finales of shows, if you're not going to split them into 3, I think they should be 50 minutes, 50 minutes to an hour. If it's a finale, if it's the finale of your entire show, I feel like it should be at least close to an hour long. At least close to an hour long, or you can split it into 3 parts, final episode name, part 1, part 2, part 3, whatever. I am in the firm belief that you can do that too, but it doesn't do this. It resolves this this evil Carman stuff in 2 seconds, in 2 episodes. But not only does it resolve it in 2 episodes, but it resolves the entire series, because all of a sudden, Acme guys, they just get caught. And it's not even dramatic. It's not even emotional. You don't even get this feeling of, oh my gosh, finally. You don't get this feeling of relief. You don't get this feeling of relief when you see the bad guys finally being caught. You don't get that sense of relief. It's like you don't get it. You instead you freaking get like instead I got angry. I got angry that they got caught. I was like, why the freak is this happening right now? Why is this happening right now? Why is this happening right now? Just make a season 5 and have the like maybe like again this episode would not have been so bad. This episode would have been perfect if they actually freaking built it up. They didn't build it up. Like that's what I'm saying, bro. They should not have resolved this in the same season, especially not the next episode. They should have kept this concept flowing till season 5. Again, this concept of an evil Carmen Sandiego, especially with the way they presented it, it would have been, it would have been like easily been able to carry a 5th season easily on that. Just focus on that, and low key you'll get through it easy. It'll be so freaking easy. But no, they couldn't do that. They had to resolve this as quickly as possible, and this is so freaking rushed, bruh. It's so rushed. It's so unbelievably rushed. But let's talk. And the runtime doesn't help either. What the freak is it? 25 minutes long, yo. There's some episodes that are not the finale that are longer than 25 minutes long. Like, what is this, yo? But let's not. Alright, let's leave that alone for a minute. Let's leave. Wait, hold on. One more thing. One more thing. This, like, they had a moment where I was like, oh my gosh, this would have hit so much harder if it actually was built up. And that's the part where Carmen starts freaking crying because she starts realizing all the things that she has done and that she heard Crackle and that she heard all her friends and whatever. That would have hit so much harder if you actually showed us some of the things that she did. If she actually stayed evil for more than just an episode long. She doesn't even, she stays episode for like, she stays evil like altogether for like 35 minutes. 35 minutes of screen time for evil Carmen. 35 minutes. At most 35 minutes of evil Carmen. That sounds like a lot, but no, I'm talking about from each episode. That's like 30 minutes. 30 minutes of evil Carmen. Like, we do not get to see her that much. We not only don't get to see her that much, and the time she is on screen is amazing. The dialogue they wrote for her is incredible. It's cold, it's brutal, it's exactly what the freak you'd want. But they don't build any of it up. The part where she's crying over all the things that she's done would have hit so much harder, bruh. It would have hit so much harder if they just build it up a little bit. But again, let's get off that for a second. I want to get on the fact that Crackle somehow rewired his freaking baton. When did you have time? When did you do that? And why did you do that? When did you have time to do that? When? And how? Oh my god! Like, bro, this like a rewired. He rewired his dang thing, bro. And I guess this makes sense. Alright, I guess he's an electrician. Fine. He's an electrician, but I just feel like it's such a cop out. Like, Dad, you took the lethal option off? What the freak? Like, it's just a cop out just so he won't die. But this is going to leave Carmen in the dark and leave her to believe that she just killed one of her best friends? Bro, what? Just so he quote-unquote won't complicate her life? What? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you have her believe that? Have her at least believe that, you know, she's okay. Like, you're fine, you're okay. Then she retires being Carmen Sandiego. Why the freak she go back to being Carmen Sandiego, yo? If you retire, why the freak you come back? It's never explained. You just see a red coat, and that's it. You never see why the freak she came back, bro. Like, dang, I know I'm going all over the place right now, but listen, this is a rant. It's a mindless rant. I write anything down for this rant. I'll be 100% with you. I wrote nothing down. This is just raw emotion and fury because I low key was love. Loved what they were freaking building up. And they screwed it up so bad. How the freak did y'all let this happen, yo? And I'm just confused because there's nothing I can find anywhere on why the heck they let this happen. Why the heck they let it end like this? Why the heck? What the heck happened? What happened? This is unacceptable. Like, this is unacceptable, yo. This is an unacceptable ending compared to what you were going to build up. And again, it would not be as bad if this was like at the end of season 5 or whatever. If they just ended it off with episode 7 and finished it off with season 5, it would have been so much better. But no, they left, alright? They freaking screwed it all up, bro. They choked so bad with this. Like, why? Why did you do this, yo? Why did you do this? This makes no sense. This makes no Why the freak would you resolve a story like this? So, this fast, in this manner? That doesn't... Oh my gosh, alright. Alright, hold on. Let's go into section 3 on what I would have done. On what I would have done to change this bullcrap. Alright, what I want to change this BS ending, alright? Alright. First of all, again, this goes without saying. I would have left at the seventh episode. Left it with that ending, with her thinking Shadow Sun killed her father, and I make all of season 5 about her, trying to extract her vengeance against trying to extract her vengeance against Shadow Sun. Trying to fight Shadow Sun, trying to freaking, like, pretty much trying to kill Shadow Sun. And possibly her entire crew. Alright, I would have made the entire thing about I would have made this like great freaking not cat and mouse, but I would have done it in at least in a way where it actually feels like I'm actually going into what I built up, and I would have had this raw emotional fight with Shadow Sun and Carmen Sandiego. Right, Carmen Sandiego, you actually see some of the terrible things Carmen Sandiego does. Oh, by the way, hold on. Let me change one thing about the 7th episode. I would not have made that 6 months. I wouldn't have made it 6 months. Alright, I would not have had the 6 month gap at all. Alright, I probably wouldn't have that at all until, like, again, and have season 5, like, follow, like, go in between 6 months, like, follow in between 6 months of her trying to get revenge. I would have made the 6 months about that, about her trying to get revenge on Shadow-san and doing all these awful things on the way, awful things that make Val go like, okay, she's dangerous. Okay, she's actually, like, we made a mistake. She's actually dangerous. Like, she is bringing way too much attention to us right now. Way too much attention. Way more than usual. She's doing all these awful things, and then and then once you see the awful, horrific things that she's doing to cities and stuff like that, like blowing up buildings and stuff like that, like once you see all these awful things that she's doing, then you can have Crackle be like, okay, I'm gonna turn myself in and risk prison time because I'm not with any of this. I feel like this is screwed up, and like I feel like this is wrong, straight up wrong. And this needs to be stopped. I'm gonna turn myself in and try to get in contact with Acme. and you know what? That would work. It would work. It would work because he had because we see what Carman is actually doing. We see what she's doing. We see what she plans to do to Shadow Sun. We see what she plans to do to her crew. Like we see all the evil, heinous things that Crackle is apparently is so disturbed by that he's going to turn himself in for, which we never see in the actual episode. We never know what he's so disturbed by. We never ever see where the plan is. What's her plan? We never find out. You're never going to find out. They never elaborate on it again. It's just there just so that they can have a quote-unquote excuse for Crackle to freaking join the good side. She gets so disturbed by something that we never learn about. Oh my gosh. It's so embarrassing. But yeah, back to what I was saying. I would have had season 5 focus on the plot of her trying to get revenge, and then I would have kept most of this episode the same. I would have kept most of this episode the exact same. However, I would have changed the opening. Again, the actually. No, I wouldn't have kept the episode the same. I would have took out the gem. I would have took out the Casablanca. Oh, I would have took out all of that. I would have just had it, or maybe it could be a Casablanca, but I would have just had it like, things start kicking off where, Carman actually finds, Carman is finding Shadow Sun, and she does something horrible, and she does something horrible. Like, okay, I'll do this. I will. Or maybe get Zack and Ivy, and Shadow Sun shows up like, okay, I will fight you, blah 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 blah, if you let them go, blah 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 blah, like stuff like something like that, like something like a hostage situation or something to force Shadow Sun to attack her head on, like something like that to make it. To make the finale have high stakes, to feel like it has high stakes, not to feel like it's just random. Because this gem crap is thrown in randomly, bruh. Casablanca thrown in randomly, but I would still would have had the sequence where I still would have had the mind control thing. I still would have had the sequence where her memory shifts, for warps. But however, I wouldn't have had her memories come back yet, though. I would have had her I would have still had the thing where, she now has a memory where Crackle attacked her. She takes that out of context, and she, freaking kills Crackle. And I actually had her kill Crackle, because that would have weight. That has weight. Think about it. If she actually kills Crackle there, guess what? That adds weight to the story. That adds so much weight to her to her breaking down and crying. I did it like the breaking down, the part where she breaks down after a fight with Shadow Sun. That would bring some weight to it, some actual weight to it. And I don't know, I don't know what I do after that. And then maybe then we'd have this episode where we have an entire episode dedicated to capturing the rest, the rest of the people who run Acme, not just freaking just a 1-minute compilation with happy music in the background. Like I would have had an entire episode dedicated instead of just that, because that's stupid. That is stupid. But oh yeah, guys, I'm running out of time. I'm running out of freaking time. I could definitely go on about this freaking finale, how much I hate it, but I feel like I'm out of time. So, and I feel like I still need to grade this Carmen Sandiego. So, and I hate doing this, right? I hate it because 99% of the show is great, is incredible, 99% of it. But this finale is the worst. It's actually that bad. It's so awful. Like, this isn't like Steven Universe where it fell off, where you could tell it freaking dipped a long time ago. Steven Universe dipped a long time before this freaking finale. This finale is by far the worst part of the show, absolutely. And I hate it, bro. I hate it because it's the last episode, man. It's the last episode, so I have to freaking grade it. So in the end, I'm gonna have to give Carmen Sandiego the final rating of a C plus.